the most realistic online racing sim ever made. This is iRacing. Detailed laser scan tracks, fully dynamic real-world cars, and over 50 series to choose from. 6 online world championships offering over $100,000 in annual prizes. This is the original esport racing game. This is iRacing.
Well, a wonderful Tuesday evening to you, race fans. Welcome into the Dirt Racing Network's live coverage. The PRO Sidewinder Dirt Series Wingless 360 Sprint Cars tonight from Port Royal Speedway. Got about 15 drivers checked in for this. Feeling like I may have to turn the cars up a little bit, which I don't mind. Impromptu show. Was expecting to have trainee this evening, and I don't see them, but that's okay. Still going to do the show. Going to have a lot of fun. Drivers are about to head into their qualifying sessions. So while they get ready to do that, we'll get the night started the way we always do with our opening ceremonies. When we come back, they'll be in qualifying, and we'll start covering where the drivers are going to be after Q.
We take you down onto the track for our opening ceremonies.
Ladies and gentlemen, please rise. Please remove your hats.
And now, please welcome Pastor Sam Foley from Port Orange, Florida, to deliver tonight's invocation.
Father, we ask today that you protect and bless those who participate in this race. May they use good sportsmanship and respect for each other. And we'll thank you and praise you in Jesus' name. Amen.
Oh, say, can you see by the dawn's early light what so proudly we hailed at the twilight's last gleaming, whose broad stripes and bright stars through the perilous fight O'er the ramparts we watched were so gallantly streaming, and the rocket's red glare, the bombs bursting in air, gave proof through the night that our flag was still there. Oh, say does that star-spangled banner yet wave o'er the land of the free and the home of the brave?
All right, big thank you to the Foley boys. Driver starting to head out. Qualifying right now, Peyton Grease, and Peyton Grease with a problem getting off pit road, so they'll bring him back around. There goes Bruce Klingon. One of our many 21 cars in this series. Klingon was quickest in the practice session. We'll see what he can do here in qualifying. On the clock, around into turns 3 and 4. Down our long front stretch here. Casey Miller, 1870 for his first go around, 79 for Klingon. Got him coming out of 4 down the front stretch again. Does he improve? Bruce Klingon. 1869. So new quick time, Bruce Klingon. So Garrett Boyd on the track. I think he's completing his final lap. I don't think that lap's going to count because he bumped the fence. Craig Silby, our Kiwi Conqueror, 18.62 seconds. 5/100ths faster. Now Snyder, 1862. Silby was 1867. So he held it for about 15 seconds. Long enough for me to see that he had it. And then Travis Snyder blows right on by there. No times yet for Chris Jabot and Jared Mashad. Reed Rundle still rolling around the track. He has already timed in 9th quick. 1919 for his time. So Mashad and Jabot must have had problems getting out. I do see that the 92 car of Peyton Grease got out there. And he was 1895. Nearly 1896 for his lap time. We saw him roll out very first, had a problem and had to be pushed back. So Snyder, Silby, Klingon, 1, 2, 3. Casey Miller had the top spot momentarily. He followed the 4th. Josh Gerlach, 5th quick in qualifying. Session should be coming to close. We have a couple of heat races here, and then they'll get straight to their feature. So we'll wait for that. All right, let's get ready to go with heat number 1. And we'll show you how they're going to line up. It's going to be Robert Lynn, the 2 car, on pole next to the 71 of Josh Gerlach. Bruce Klingon on the inside of that second row of the 21 car. And then your quick qualifier of the evening, Travis Snyder in the 77 on his outside. Third row be the 43 of Reed Rundle on the inside and the 52 of Lyle Christensen on his outside. And then your fourth and final row, Bill Coy, the 63 car inside, and Jared Mashad in the 10 car. down the backstretch, pace truck already headed into the infield. That means we're going green this time. Heat number 1. Robert Lynn on the throttle. Green flag coming out about 2/3 of the way down the straightaway. Starter says clean. So we will stay under the green flag. Lynn, Snyder, Gerlach, Klingon, 1, 2, 3, 4. That's the bunch at the front. A little bit of contact there between Gerlach and Snyder. They were 3 wide. Klingon clips the fence with the right rear, keeps the car underneath him. He'll stay in 4th. Gerlach getting around Snyder down the backstretch. Or I'm sorry, getting around Lynn. Snyder got around both, and he's already out in the front. Coming down the front to see them cars waving back and forth. Track still a little slimy. A lot of power and not a lot of downforce on these cars. We'll go to the front and watch Travis Snyder momentarily. Three laps to go that time by, and he holds about 3/4 of a second over 71 of Josh Gerlach. And then Klingon got around Robert Lynn. Lynn had a problem at the end of the last lap. Rundle still in 5th. Christensen, Coy, and Michaud. Michaud coming out at 2. Your leaders going into turn number 1. About 1.5 laps remaining. Heat number 1. Yeah, the white flag coming out for Travis Snyder. Michaud clips the fence down in 3 and 4. I think he's probably just going to roll on in, take that thing to the pits. Keep us green on the last lap here. Big move from Klingon. Klingon went in low, slid out to the middle. Snyder's going to win it. Gerlach will hold on for second. Klingon 3rd. Robert Lynn 4th. Then Rundle, Christensen, and Coy rounding things out. Michaud in the infield. Done for heat number 1. Well, that's never good after the fact. So we'll get ready for heat number 2. We'll get down here. Look at our starting lineup. It'll be the 92 PG Peyton Grease on pole. Next to him, the 21 machine, a G-body, Garrett Boyd. Casey Miller, the 05 car, will start inside row number 2. Next to Craig Silby in the 03. Then John Borst, the 86 car, making up the inside of a row number 3. Next to Zach Krieger. Krieger in the 35. And Chris Jabot rounding out the field back here in that white number 83. So 7 cars. Guys will get back at it. Pace truck already in, ready to go green. Just waiting for PG to find the loud pedal down here out of turn number 4. He is just holding them. Now the green flag coming out. Casey Miller was trying to get up there and force him to go, but he just didn't do it. Grease will hold on to that lead, heading down into 3 and 4 for the first time, but brushes the fence. Boyd had some pressure on him for a split second. Now Boyd's got pressure from the outside. That's the 05 of Miller. Miller straight to the high side, trying to make it work. Now dives to the inside, down in 3 and 4. He is side by side, going to come off a 4. Loses the spot, back to Grease. Still hanging on to second. Oh, big wreck. Was that Peyton Grease? Peyton Grease looks like he got into the fence. It's going to stay green. Landed on his wheels. He's going to be rolling, but I think he's going to end up going into the pits here. So, Miller, Boyd, and Grease hanging on to 3rd. That car heavily damaged. He's hanging on to it. Krieger trying to get, now Grease got a problem. Now there's contact. He and Silby getting together. Craig Silby not having a stellar night already tonight. We saw him have that problem a couple of weeks ago. But out in front. Oh, Casey Miller right now. Boyd trying to run him down, close it up when Miller brushed the fence. We are down to the white flag lap this time around. And now Miller stretches it way out, 8/10, going into 3 and 4. If he can hang on for one more corner, get it up the straightaway, he'll win heat number 2. Garrett Boyd's going to come home second. Zach Krieger coming around is going to pick up third in the heat. Then John Borst, Craig Silby, Peyton Grease, and Christian Moe. So both of our heats already in the book. Going to be time for the B main. Let me get down here. Let's take a look at this starting lineup. Robert Lynn and John Borst on the front row. Reed Rundle, Craig Silby, row number 2. Lyle Christensen and Peyton Grease in the third row. The fourth row is going to be Bill Coy and Chris Jabot. And then Jared Michaud. Going to round out the field on the back, on the inside of row number 5. Guys, say hi in the chat. Let us know where you're watching from. You got a favorite driver, give them a shout out. Don't forget to go to the Facebook page, the Dirt Racing Network. Like, share, follow. If you're over on YouTube and Twitch, hit subscribe, especially if this is your first time here. Thursday night, Mighty Midget Series once again. We get ready to go green.
Green, green, green.
Robert Lynn once again able to find the loud pedal, jump out to the front through 1 and 2. Borst off the top side, side by side there, and I thought he was going to come down and get into the side of Rundle, but he kept the car up there. Now gets bumped up the hill, right side's crawl up the fence. Borst going to have a problem, gets it down off the fence right there at the entrance to the facility. He's going to be able to continue, but he's going to go from almost first to the very worst. All right, now Silby up to second as he got around Reed Rundle. Now Peyton Grease going to get around Reed Rundle as well. And Silby going quick, catching up to Robert Lynn. The Easy Trucks number 03. Our Kiwi friend, Craig Silby. Always fun to talk to Craig, especially at the end of the night, especially if he's had to work for it, because he is just full of great information. He is doing all he can to chase down Robert Lynn right now. Half a second between those two. Grease and Rundle still going at it. Rundle had a pretty good run through 3 and 4, closed right up. But Grease able to stretch it back out. Jabot back in 5th. Borst is 6th. And then Coy, Michaud, and Christensen all having issues in the B main. They took them in to the work area. They'll be back for the feature. But Robert Lynn finding things pretty good up on the top side. Has not come down very far from that fence. He's keeping the 2 car wound up. 2 to go this time around. So now the white flag coming out as Robert Lynn holds almost 9/10 of a second on Craig Silby. Silby quite a ways out, 1.8 seconds in front of Peyton Grease. And this is how they'll finish in the B main. Lynn wins it, Silby second. Grease looks like he'll hang on for third. Then Reed Rundle in fourth. Chris Jabot is going to come home fifth. John Borst Rounding out the running cars in 6th, then Coy, Machad, and Christensen. The A-main field now set for our feature race. So warm-up session at hand. And we will step away for just a moment. When we come back, we'll be ready to go feature racing. All right, waiting. No drivers partaking in the warm-up session, so we'll wait to see what they're doing. Probably having a little drivers meeting before the feature. I do know only a couple of weeks before DSRL starts back up. Monday night, Thunder coming back on October 24th. And then immediately following them, they'll have 360 wingless sprint cars as well as the Monday night wingless series kicks back off. And then they'll be back on the 26th with an invitation-only 410 Outlaw Series. So, starting to come back together. Indy Race Parts, wingless 360 sprint cars on Thursday nights will be kicking off, and American Dirt Series will be going on Wednesday nights at 8 Eastern. So, a lot of racing starting to come together. A couple of more series have been inquiring, and we are trying to work out some logistics so we can let those guys know what is going to happen with that deal. But tonight, we have got 25 laps for the feature. Starting grid out on the front stretch, ready to push off for this one. It's going to be Travis Snyder and Casey Miller on the front row. Josh Gerlach and Garrett Boyd in row number 2. Bruce Klingen and Zach Krieger, your third row. Row 4, Robert Lynn and Craig Silby. Row number 5, Peyton Grease inside, Reed Rundle outside, and Chris Chabot and John Borst. Bill Coy and Jared Machad in row number 7. And Lyle Christensen, row number 8. See, Travis Snyder must be having a problem as he is moving to the back. So that will shake some things up, and that's going to put the 21 of Bruce Klingen next to the 21. Nope, next to the 71. The other 21 is in row number 2 on the outside. I thought he was moving him right next to, and we were going to have double 21s on that front row, but we will not. We'll have a 21 inside the front and a 21 outside row number 2. Old Garlic starting on the outside of the front row right there. Should be a good one. 25 laps the distance. They're going to go green this time out of turn number 4. Pace truck already in the infield, just waiting for Klingen and Gerlach to get us started down here in turn number 4. Speed starting to pick up. There goes Klingen. Found the loud pedal, green flag in the air. He and Gerlach, great start. They're going to be 3, almost 4 wide in turn number 2 there. Little bumping and grinding going on, but everybody gets away safe. Boyd up to third, Silby fourth, Robert Lynn on the outside of Zach Krieger trying to take 5th away. Krieger, the black car with a big pink stripe on it. Little trouble getting into 1 right there. Going to give up a couple of spots now. He's all the way back to 8th. Miller got around him. Reed Rundle got around him as well. Peyton Grease working on the outside, trying to get around the 35 car. That's the 92 machine. But right now, Klingen 9/10 of a second over the big bump down the far end of the track down there.
All right, man, caution is out.
Caution
Caution
for the
is out.
first time as Peyton Grease looks like he may have had an issue. Down into the corner, into 3. Oh, yeah. Left front got up over the right rear of Reed Rundle. And welcome to the turtle shell. So up on his lid he goes. That'll slow the action a little bit with Klingon, Gerlach, Silby, Boyd, and Miller, the top 5. And John Vorst catching back up to the field now. Robert Lynn, Reed Rundle, Zach Krieger, Chris Jabot, Travis Snyder, Jaron Rashad, Bill Coy. Through the top 12, Borst, Grease, and Christensen. Already loading things up, getting ready to get out of here. So, couple laps in, 22 to go still. We'll talk to our top 3 at the end of the evening. Don't forget Thursday night, 9 o'clock Eastern. Netcode Esports Mighty Midget Series. Double features. I know one is at Knoxville and the other's at Limaland. So I think the first show runs all the way through for at Limaland, and then they will set up a second feature at Knoxville as a makeup from the first or the second around when they had a rain out. All right. The lights off on the pace truck. He should make a hard left right about there. Perfect timing. Klingon, Gerlach, Silby, Boyd, and Miller. And Robert Lynn was fast in his heat. Just couldn't hang on to the front. And then was really good in the B main.
Green flag.
Green flag back in the air. 22 laps remaining. Driver's starting to slide right by the camera. Silby making a run at Klingon. Close the gap, goes in on the slider line, keeps it close under half a second. Down to under a third of a second now. You saw Klingon drag the push bar up against the fence. Silby is all over him. Watching this battle right here. Gerlach, Boyd, Miller. A lot of action going on all over the track. Boyd keeping it locked in on the bottom. Craig Silby now goes for the lead with a slide job. I don't know if that is going to stick. He may have to give it back, as Lyle Christensen was out, and apparently Lyle Christensen had a problem. Christensen, the red and white car right there, middle of the screen. It's right next to Bill Coy. Little bumper hook right there, and then he gets tapped from Peyton Greases. All the cars made it back to the track, quick fixes, and so everybody back on track. But Christensen having an issue, so we'll take it back. And Silby was not able to seal the deal, keep the spot, so he will have to relinquish it back to Klingon. I'm not sure. Looks like Klingon's out in front. Silby's back to second. Gerlach is third again. So they went back to the previous lap, and at the line, Craig Silby was still in front. Now, whether it's just a matter of time or whether that was just really bad timing for Craig Silby, we will find out on the restart. But Silby had to run him down, got it close, went for the slider in 3 and 4, and grabbed the lead right as the yellow flag flew. Gerlach still third, now Boyd fourth, Miller fifth, then Lynn, Rundle, Jabot, Coy, and Snyder multiple cars off track. Looks like Peyton Grease, Lyle Christensen, Zach Krieger, John Boris, Jared Mashad. One of them is returning, coming back up towards the middle of the field. I'm trying to figure out who that is right there that's moving into position. It looks like maybe Casey Miller had slowed for something, maybe re-indexed his wheel or something. Because I think that's the car that I saw slinking through the traffic. So we'll get ready to restart with 19 to go. Pace truck in. Just going to see where Klingen's going to cut him loose at. About the middle of turn 4, he finds the throttle.
Green, green, green.
They come into 1 and 2, and immediately Silby goes at him again. Silby with a slider down in 3 and 4. Excuse me, down in 3 and 4 once again. This time I think it's going to stick. Past the starter stand, new leader Craig Silby out in front. Klingen, all kinds of company now as Gerlach showed him the nose down there in 1 and 2. Boyd and Miller still kind of going nuts. Now, Miller has gotten around Boyd. Miller's in fourth. Boyd and Snyder were going at it. That's who the black and white car is back there. It's Travis Snyder. Snyder went to the back. Remember, he was on pole, moved that 77 car to the back, now having all kinds of fun. As that car gets out of shape, he had contact with Robert Lynn. Grabs it back up. Got about 16 laps. To see if he can make another run through the field. I'm sure he probably needs another caution to group things up. But he went to the back row challenge, and he's starting to come forward. And that was probably a point steal where he could try to grab some double points or something. But Casey Miller, big slider down to 3 and 4, went 2 for 1. They're 3 wide down the front stretch because of that. Klingen was stuck in the middle with Miller on top and Gerlach on the bottom. And now Miller through 1 and 2 grabs the spot. Gerlach and Klingen are going back at it for the podium. Klingen down on the bottom, got the car a little sideways, but Gerlach had problems up at the top, found the fluff, spun the right rear, didn't get any forward bite. Off the top, Gerlach grabs third. Now Garrett Boyd using the top side. He's going to go by Klingen as well. Then promptly puts the bead locker up against the outside fence and drives a half a dozen bolts off. So Boyd trying to wheel the 21, the B21, excuse me, into a podium spot. All the way up to second. He got around Klingen, got around. Where did the 7? Oh, Josh Gerlach had a problem. That's whose car was sideways down the backtrack. Couldn't exactly see the number on it. He got it back underneath them as we've had caution. Well, once again, is it Mashad again? No, it can't be. Yeah, it might be. We'll see. Maybe he was trying to go to the pits or something because he's awfully alone. Oh, up into the fence. Going to crawl the fence. Going to flip the car. Whoa. Oh, and then it came back right there in front of. And that's where the leaders were at. So, yeah, that was the caution. So we'll get a restart with 12 to go, it looks like. Maybe, I don't know. We'll see what happens right here. We'll see what the count officially is. It will fluctuate, and then it will change back to what it actually is going to be sometime around turn 2. Yeah, it's going to be 12 to go. When they grab the green, it'll probably be 11. So, let's go up front. Silby, Boyd, Klingen, Lynn, Gerlach, your top 5. Travis Snyder, Casey Miller, Reed Rundle, Chris Jabot in 10th. John Borst, Bill Coy, and Peyton Grease not on track. PG 4 laps down, not on the track. Zach Krieger not on track, and Jared Michaud not on track as well. So it'll be 11 to go when we get the green. We should get the 1 to go this time. Lights go off on the safety truck. All right, safety vehicle in the infield, 11 laps to go. Craig Silby out in front. Silby on the throttle, got a great start.
Green, green, green.
Gonna get about 6 car lengths out of that start. It was so good. There goes Boyd to the top side, comes down off the fence. He's gonna hang on to second. Klingon went through the middle, he's hanging on to third temporarily. Here comes Lynn and Snyder. Snyder back in this, and there's a big wreck. I am not sure what I saw, but I think I saw Craig Silby have an issue. Gets down into 3 and 4. Oh, left front taps the fence. He backs it across, and Boyd absolutely slays him. Klingon gets a part of it. Snyder got a little piece of that. So we'll try to get a look and see what Boyd's car looks like. He hit him pretty square. I don't know if it took the toe out or not. It looks like the right front might be towed out just a little bit right there. Robert Lynn in behind of that. Gerlach, Snyder, and Miller the top 5. So it looks like maybe quick caution. We're going to go back to green here pretty fast. But with about 10 to go, Garrett Boyd has the lead. Both Silby and Klingon took their damaged vehicles to the pits. So we'll see if there's any damage to the 21 of Garrett Boyd and if he can hang on to the lead right now. He is coming out of 4. Gets on the throttle. Good start for him. Going to get 4 or 5 car lengths. And Robert Lynn, who's been quick all night long, immediately goes in on the bottom. He's going to try to find some grip. Launch out of there. Loses ground already over half a second. Here comes Gerlach. Gerlach not going to waste any time. Going to run right down to the bottom. Cuts it hard on the exit. Goes around them. But Travis Snyder off the top side. Got Casey Miller in tow. They both go around Gerlach. Now Gerlach shuts the door on Miller. But here comes Snyder. Had the pole. Elected to go to the back. And now with 8 laps to go. Less than 4 car lengths behind race leader Garrett Boyd. Both cars ripping the lip right now. And a big run down the backstretch. Snyder really got into 3 and 4 well. We'll watch the leaders. You saw Snyder, little spark shooting right rear, right up against that outside fence. Now closes right in. Just trying to pick his spot to go for the slider. Down to 6 laps to go. Boyd, Gerlach. Boyd, Snyder, Gerlach, Miller, and Lynn. Excuse me, as Casey Miller got around Robert Lynn to take over the 4th spot. Reed Rundle, a distant 6th.
All right, man. Caution is out. Caution is out.
Again on the speedway. Did Zach Krieger have a crash? Oh, Krieger cutting it down. Easy into 3 and 4. Straight across. Yeah. Just too much heat getting into turns 3 and 4, and that car very heavily damaged. So 4 to go, well, maybe 5. A big wave right here going to happen. They're going to show them that it's 5 to go this time. And they'll get the green flag with that 5 to go. Probably in another lap. Boyd, Snyder, Gerlach, Miller, Lynn, Rundle, Silby, Klingon, Coy, Borst, the top 10. And I don't know, is Krieger still on track? Yeah, damaged car and all, he's out there, and so is Jabot. So single filed up. We'll see what the pace truck does right here. He's going to make the hard left. 5 laps remaining. Boyd and Snyder going to be going at it, but Gerlach is right there, and Casey Miller. Can't count him out from 4th. If they get good restarts, this will be a pretty good dogfight. Boyd.
Green, green, green.
Up the front stretch. Got a good start. Holding 0.3 of a second into the corner. Now going to hold about a 1/10. And here comes Snyder going for the slider already down in 3 and 4. Wasted no time. And Travis Snyder going to grab the lead with just a couple of laps to go. Snyder, Boyd, and Gerlach trying to hang on right in front of Miller.
Man,
caution again. This time the 2 car of Robert Lynn. The yellow machine right here. We'll see what happens. That's Craig Silby putting pressure on him up the inside. Into 1 and 2. Reed Rundle got in there a little hot, got off the line, and just a little tap. That car going to be okay to continue. But Rundle will probably be credited with that incident. So Snyder, Boyd, Gerlach, Miller, Silby, and Rundle. And I think Rundle probably giving some apologies out right about now over the radio chatter. Then Bruce Klingon, Chris Jabot, Bill Coy, Zach Krieger, John Borst, Robert Lynn, all the way back to 12th, last in the running order. So we'll have 3 to go. Snyder, scheduled to start on the pole, went to the back, started 15th. Took him until about 5 to go to get back to the front, grab the lead. He took it away from the driver in second, Garrett Boyd. And we'll get ready for him to restart right here with 3 laps remaining. Gerlach, Miller are right behind Boyd. Good start for Snyder. Miller going to keep it wound up on the top side and try to make some hay getting down into 1 and 2. He's got Craig Silby right alongside. Almost a problem there from Klingon and Rundle. But they sorted out. We're going to stay green. Oh, there's Silby out of shape. He got the car back underneath him. And I think we saw a problem right there with Casey Miller. Garrett Boyd had an issue down on the inside, drug the left front tire against the fence, and he lost 2 spots, gave up Miller and Gerlach second and third, and they're going to go at it down here in 3 and 4. We're coming around, white flag. Snyder, 1.5 seconds as Miller goes around on the top side. He moves to second, move Gerlach back to third. So Miller got around on the top side. He takes second. But they're all chasing the 77 of Travis Snyder, and Snyder's going to come out of turn 4, checkered flag waving. He'll win tonight's 25-lap A main at Port Royal. Casey Miller and Josh Gerlach. Second and third, Garrett Boyd. Fourth, and Bruce Klingon. Nice recovery for him after the incident late in this one. Come home with a 5th place finish. Follow the drivers around here. We'll get them all parked up. We'll get ready to talk to our drivers. Oh, let's get him in here real quick. Josh Gerlach, you got a copy?
Yes, sir. I do, Roger.
Well, we talked before the race, and now we're talking afterwards. Pretty good run for the 71 machine, man. Tell us about the feature out there.
Oh boy, I cannot believe that I'm on the podium here tonight. I felt like I had a really good car there early on, and I think it was for the lead. I was chasing Casey down, I believe, and he just kind of got out of shape out of 2 and just barely clipped me. And from what I've been told, I think my my right rear tire is not facing the right direction. So she was a handful for the last half of the race, and I was just kind of along for the ride and trying to keep it out of other cars and out of the fence. And you know, can't complain about that. Third place is a win tonight for me.
Well, the first time here with the wingless cars at Port Royal, and you got to tell me, how was it out there with no downforce on these cars on this big, long, open track?
And it's wild. You carry a ton of speed into the corners. You have to be careful on entry in the 1 that you don't bike it and you know, flip yourself into the fence. But yeah, it stinks that I had that damage and didn't get to kind of finish the race out, because I think that we really had 2 solid grooves there going on the bottom and then ripping the top. But like I said, all in all, good race for me tonight, and pretty clean overall. So yeah, congrats to Travis.
Well, give me some shout outs while we fix the graphic, but give me some shout outs and some thank yous, and we'll let you get out of here tonight.
Yeah, I would like to thank all the boys over at Dizzy Motorsports, then everybody at alwaysraceday.com, netcodeshop.com, Netcode Esports. Good run again to Travis. He was, for the first time, he took our scramble challenge tonight and ended up getting the 5 bonus points. He went to the tail and won tonight. So congrats to him, and thanks to you as always for putting on a great show.
All right, man, thanks for chatting with us, and I look forward to seeing you on a Thursday evening.
Sounds good, sir. Thank you.
Josh Gerlach finishing 3rd. Now we'll talk to a guy who is very familiar with chatting with me from the podium a lot of times from atop it. Tonight in the wingless car, he's going to finish 2nd. Casey Miller, you got a copy?
Yes, sir.
Well, 2nd in the wingless car. Tell me about your first time in it at Port Royal.
It's top is really tricky. If you get into it too hard, you're going to bike it. Then if you're not aggressive enough, then you're just going to end up in the wall. So it's really hard to like really get a good run off of it. And when you got guys throwing slide jobs all over the place, it gets real interesting quick.
Well, you didn't start at the front. You had to work your way up there, and it looked like there was a lot of little things that could prevent guys from passing. What made it the hardest?
Probably every time, like this is later in the race whenever I was in 3rd and Josh Gerlach was in 2nd, every time coming off of 4, I'd get a good run on. We're side by side, and he would just throw a slide job going into 1 every single time and break my momentum. And I'd try to turn underneath him, but the middle was just so slicked up you couldn't really do anything there. That was probably the hardest part.
Well, still a fantastic run. You're going to come home 2nd tonight. Some shout-outs, some thank yous, and we'll let you celebrate a very, very good run.
I'd just like to shout out One Lane Racing, Extra Life, and Children's Miracle Network. That's all I got.
All right, man. Thanks for chatting with us, and we'll look forward to seeing you back next week.
All right, see ya.
Your 2nd place finisher, Casey Miller. Now, let's get the man who brought it home tonight on the top. He took the challenge, went to the back, still managed to find his way to the front late in this one. I think he took the lead with 5 to go. Travis Snyder, how you doing, buddy?
I'm doing great again.
Yeah, you went to the back, man. Any nerves when you decided to do that?
I'm not really running for points. So, you know, it's for the fun. I don't care if I win or lose. I just want to have a good race. You know, I got wrecked before lap 1, and I really didn't think I was going to go anywhere. But, you know, after all these cautions came out, I just, yeah, it's like Eldora is like either rip the top or, you know, hit the wall. You know, I'm either going to win or tear the wall down. So that's what I did again today at Port Royal.
Well, you made it look pretty easy, and we got on you right when you were up about 6th or 7th, and you and Robert Lynn had a little contact. Man, you lost a lot of speed, and I said then, I think if he could catch a caution, he might have a chance to do something in this, and you caught one there with just a few laps to go. And what'd you do to get around Garrett Boyd to pick up the win?
Yeah, if someone runs the top in front of you and they're just so, you know, they don't hit it right, you're just stuck behind them. And, I got stuck behind. I don't know who it was, and I had to just drift in the middle, and that's how me and him hit from bottom up to the middle. It's just that's how it goes. And before the last caution came out, I seen that he struggled on exit of 1 and 2, and I was like, if I get a good strong run out of 1 and 2, I'm gonna slide him in 3 and 4, and that's exactly how it worked out. And I was able to get by him. I'm surprised, just wasn't enough momentum for him to cross me over and get a slide job back, and just ride it out from there, not to hit the wall. It's deadly going into 1 and 2, but I love it. If you hit it right, you'll get the corner spot on.
Well, an awesome run, man. You're coming home tonight on top of the podium. Give us some shout-outs, some thank yous, and we'll let you go pop the cork on that champagne.
Always, I always thank my mom for this. She's the one that I wouldn't be here racing if it wasn't for her. And I'd like to thank Frame Dragon Designs for designing this beautiful car. It's made for a wing, but it still looks good on the wingless.
All right, man. Thanks for chatting with us. Congratulations, and we'll look forward to seeing you back next time.
Thank you.
Travis Snyder picking up the win tonight. Take a quick look at our official results. There they come. Snyder wins it. Miller second. Gerlach third. Garrett Boyd, after leading a little bit of this thing, small slip there, and he ends up falling back to fourth. Bruce Klingon fifth. Craig Silby sixth. Reed Rundle seventh. Robert Lynn was eighth. Ninth went to Zach Krieger. Bill Coy in 10th. John Borst 11th. Chris Jabot 12th. 13th was Lyle Christensen. Jared Machad was 14th. And rounding out the field this evening, Peyton Grease in 15th. Fun show. Good to see the wingless cars at Port Royal. You heard the guys talk about how difficult it is. This place a little bit tricky, especially down to 1 and 2, but a lot of speed here. It was fun to watch that. Hope everybody enjoyed it. Don't forget, Thursday night, 9 o'clock Eastern, at Cody Sports Mighty Midget Series. Double features. Going to be at Lyman Land for the first show, and then we will immediately re-rack them, send them to Knoxville, and hit it for another 30-lap feature. Those guys have been a lot of fun to have on, do a great job with them. You see a lot of the same names you're seeing in here tonight are right back over there. So be sure that you tune in for that. And then we'll be back on Sunday night for the Down and Dirty Outlaws 360 series. For Dominic Santina, Zach Krieger, Cody Olson, and myself here at the Dirt Racing Network. Guys, we know you can watch this stuff anywhere you choose to watch it here. We greatly appreciate it. So until we see you the next time, keep it dirty, everybody.